welcome back to another video. Today we're going to buy Dean Sundahl's Banshee. Alright, yeah, welcome back. Today we are driving San Diego, California, me and my wife Alex. We're gonna go meet Dean Sundahl, which is pretty cool. If you don't know who Dean Sundahl is, he's a living legend, literally owned Banshee VIN 000001, developed the Banshee. I mean, he raced Baja, won Baja, just an absolute pioneer of ATV racing. And today we're gonna go meet him, which is pretty rad. And we're gonna buy a quad from him. And no, it is not one of the Sundahl Performance ultra badass long travel desert. How much travel do those things have? Like 18 inches or something crazy rad bike. It's not one of those. It's actually an Alba Banshee built miles away from where we are right now, Poway, California. I'm sure you're all aware, Alba, they make A-arms and Nerf bars and wheels and stuff. You can buy those still today, but in the late 90s and in the early 2000s, Alba was a dealership, I guess you could say. They would take a bone stock Banshee, modify it kind of how you wanted it. You could get pipes, graphics, lights, a bunch of just little bolt-on stuff, and that was called an Alba Banshee. And that was something that you could literally buy with 0 miles off a dealership floor. And that's what we're gonna go probably buy from Dean Sundahl today. It appears to be his wife's Banshee. In the comment section of Dean's for sale post, it does say that he's only ridden this thing once. It's got a bunch of butterfly stickers all over it. I'm assuming it was his wife's, like a camp bike. You can tell that it has very low mileages on it, which is why I'm interested in it. I'm not gonna keep this bike as a museum piece, collection thing. I hate to tell you, I will be doing something different with this Banshee. The graphics on it are smoked, it looks like. The quad looks like it's in crazy good shape. I don't know. We're 30 minutes away. Let's just go meet Dean Sundahl and check out this damn Alba Banshee, alright? What do you think, Bones? You gonna get this one running right? Damn good to meet you, dude.
Alright, nice meeting you.
Let me get the ramps out. Just literally ride the track.
Banshee. Yeah. Put the clutch on the right side?
No, everything's stock. Everything's stock. Clutch is here. I just feel around the desert, and all the other kids and my brothers and stuff are riders, so I didn't really have a choice. You know? All right, so the next day we're in the garage. Let's take a look at this 97 Alba Banshee before we start breaking it down or even wash it. It's a pretty clean bike, you know, it's definitely showing some wear and a little tear, but overall it's in great shape. I guess the first thing we'll talk about are the graphics. You can see what's going on here. All that like kind of orange dotting, speckling is not supposed to be there if you've never seen these graphics. I think a better example is the front of this quad. You can see how burned up the graphic is right there. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to leave these on the quad, you know. That might be a little controversial. This is an Alba Banshee. It's kind of got that cool factor. Bought it from Dean Sundahl. It's got a huge cool factor. But the way it is right now is just not, it's a cool quad. You know, I'm not saying it's not, but it needs to be refurbished. And it's in very good shape. You can see the plastics are in crazy nice condition. And I think once we ditch these graphics, I hate to say it, Alba Banshee down, but I think this is going to be a really nice 97 Banshee. But we have to do it. The front bumper, it's got a little bit of wear and tear on it. I'll have to replace that rubber. You can see actually even a little bit of rust. People say, oh, California bikes are never rusty, but sometimes they get a little rusty. California is really coastal, obviously, so you start chipping paint and stuff, and you know, I'm literally like a block away from the ocean. The air's salty in California, so once in a while you'll get some rust on the bikes. People are sometimes surprised to learn that, but I don't know. Check out the wheels and tires on this thing. They have the OEM wheels, but they're polished out. This is exactly how they came. You know, most of you watching are like, oh, 97 should have gold wheels. This Alba Banshee, no. It came from the factory, Poway, California, Alba, with polished wheels. You can see it's got the Dunlop tires, obviously, but the wheels are polished. It doesn't come with the classic gold wheels. Take a look at the rear graphics. They're in pretty similar condition. You can see here Alba, Yamaha. It's supposed to be nice and silver. Other parts of the bike, it's got eaten up by the sun, so you can see the damage. Cool graphic kit. Can't buy this anymore. I'm gonna make an attempt to save it. I'm gonna make an attempt to get these reproduced. I got a little bit of a plan. We'll see if it works. I like just how complete it is. You know, obviously it's running the tours and it's really stock carbs, but even just like the little joint right here for the exhaust, everything is just really neat and clean. Speaking of neat and clean, get a load of that hardware. This bike could be on the original top end for all I know. The pipes, I'll have to polish up these pipes a little bit. They're kind of dulled out. One of the things I absolutely love about this bike are the power cores. The FMF power cores. These are the pipes. The first couple Banshees I saw, like my friends had, my friends' dads had when I was a teenager, they had these pipes. They sound really good, and I love the way they look. Just such a like nostalgic 90s looking pipe. I started peeling off just this stupid butterfly sticker or whatever that was right there, and you can see what the sun's done to the Alba graphic. But as you can also see underneath there, the original warning labels are right there. No one under 16 can ride. You know, that's pretty, I think that's kind of cool. I think it's kind of funny. You can see the plastics themselves are in great shape, so hate to ditch these graphics. Like I said, I'm gonna try to save them. Get them remade, that is, but they gotta go. This bike's too nice. You know, look at the red. I'm not even in the light. Take a look at the controls here. Everything's stock, really good shape. Parking brake intact, regular key switch intact. This old Alba bar pad's kind of roached, but I'm assuming this is an Alba piece right here. This must have just been put on after the fact because I don't think they were making these carbon fiber covers. A little shot of the graphics. So, you know, it's going to be a bummer taking parts off this bike, the graphics, but they're not there. Getting into the back of the bike, you can see the rear shock. It's in pretty dang good shape. Parking brakes intact. It does have a different sprocket on it. I don't know if this was put on by Alba or sometime after the fact, but that is not an OEM sprocket. A little better look at the power cores. I am going to get rid of the rust. Both of the kind of end pieces have some rust going on there. Good look at the rear bumper. 0 scratches, 0 wheelies on this bike. Good look at the tires. You can see the red line. You can see the little, no hairs on the tires, but when those little indents are still there, that means these are pretty fresh. Second one of these Alba seats I've owned. See if we can get some of those scuff marks on it. I don't know. Don't really know what I'm gonna do with this seat because, you know, it's not gonna be an Alba themed Banshee for long, but the seat's kind of cool. We'll see. This quad does have 2 Dean Sundahl signatures on it. I was thinking about PPF in this thing, like wrapping the plastics, which is still on the table. I have to save this somehow. I don't want this thing to get scuffed off there. This one, you know, it's right on the front, so this one's coming off. You know, if anything, I'll just take this off and hang it up in the garage or something, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, if you watched my 95 purple Banshee video, you'll remember Dirt Diva. This company was kicking ass in the 90s apparently, because people love those damn Dirt Diva stickers. But all right, so there it is. First like proper look at the quad here in the daytime. Since I picked it up the other day from Dean, you know, just remember it how it is, because this stuff is going to change right now in this video. So, you know, I'll go through this quad and refurbish it and probably hold on to it. It's a clean quad. It's a really good base for a build. It's a really good, you know, I'm planning on keeping this as kind of like a B quad to my my 06. So, all right, I guess without further ado, me and Alex are going to start taking off these graphics and wash this quad and get some of this grime off it and see what it really wants to look like.
The roughest, longest off-road race in this part of the world.
It's the toughest off-road race I've ever been in.
That's what makes it exciting.
Yamaha
In the hard-driving world of off-road racing, the title of champion isn't taken lightly. That's why Yamaha came to the rugged Baja Peninsula of Mexico. If they were to prove that the Banshee Moto 4 is the world's best ATV, they had to do it here, in the infamous Baja 1000. Baja is no ordinary weekend race. It takes tough veterans to win. Riders like Dean Sundahl and Craig Courtney.
Pre-running is one of the most important things. Dean and I, we pre-ran in conditions that were unreal. We had torrential rains. It was fun. We had a great time, and it helped us for the race because we knew it was going to be wet. Dean prepped the bike perfectly.
Mostly just making sure it's real waterproof, but it's already such a bulletproof machine that that's never been a problem.
Dean started the race on the Banshee Moto 4 at 6:30 in the morning. First first 30 miles was just actually getting down the track, making sure everything was perfect on it.
The preparation is over. Now, there's no turning back. Ahead lies a day and a night's worth of intense.
Gonna get much work, but it's gonna be a long day. Let's see how it goes.
How's the bike running?
Good. You heard it, didn't you? Sounds good.
If anyone can get over it, it's the Moto 4 and Dean Sundahl.
He's been over there more times than I've been over it, and he's the fastest guy I know over it. I was telling my dad he's going to come around in either first place or second. I go, he's going to make some time because we have raced against Dean, and that's where he always seemed to beat us.
As fast as I could. No, Banshee's screaming. Oh, it's running good.
The power's amazing.
Quick commercial break for the best metal polish around. That little test spot I just did in 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Not even trying. Probably 5 seconds. These FMF pipes, who knows, they've probably never been polished. Look how dull they are. Look how dull they are. But just hitting that one spot for seconds. I should have did it live. Let's touch on this real quick. I talked about this in the Alba Banshee video, I think it was, when we fixed up my brother's Alba Banshee. Obviously on the left is the OEM Yamaha graphic that goes on the front bumper, and on the right, the white is the one that comes in the reproduction kit. You can see how different the size is, and it just doesn't look right when you have the completely wrong size stickers on the quad. All right, same thing with the tank decal. I have the aftermarket one, I guess you could say, on top of the yellow sticker. The yellow back is the OEM, and the letters are actually a pretty similar size. They start off pretty similar, but it just gets away, and you can see like by the end of the word there's that much of a difference in the size, spacing, all that. So it's just kind of funny, and it doesn't look right. This is really the most obvious one, the Twin 350. You can just see the difference in them. The OEM, this on the bottom, actually, it is a reproduction. You can't get that sticker anymore from Yamaha, but the one on the top is the one everybody runs when they buy those aftermarket graphic kits, and it just looks wrong every single time.
When I go to the races, I look at the roster, see who's on there. When I see Dean's name, I kind of go, well, there's the guy we need to beat, and he's always a contender. I'm real happy to be riding with him. It's a long section, so Dean should be coming around pretty soon. This is, like I said, he's real good through here, so I think he'll keep the bike together. And we're not even halfway through this thing, so you figure this is just barely getting the bike broke in and warmed up, and now we're going to put the wick to it because this is all high-speed stuff.
This is definitely a part I would just take off and throw away from most Banshees, but I swapped it out with a brand new OEM one, and it looks freaking nice as hell. Also switching out the reservoir here for the coolant. You can see it's just kind of weathered and aged and old and cracked looking. I don't think this thing's leaking or anything necessarily, but it's just old, just looks gross. This, however, I think did fail. This little cap is just kind of deformed, and I noticed it was leaking, so that's really the whole reason why I switched this part out. You can see what the brand new one looks like in comparison. This one just doesn't want to return to its shape, just kind of wonky looking. Here's the brand new piece, brand new cap, of course, why not. Let's take a look at this thing. It's kind of blue. It looks really blue. Maybe we can see it in the light. Is it clear or is it like really blue? I don't know.
So kind of funky. And this is, you know, an OEM part for sure. But I feel like it's just so blue. It's just gonna look, we'll see how it looks.
One of the goals when I was working on the quad was to really try my best to preserve the signature on the back. I have a feeling that's gonna get damaged over time just from washing the quad and stuff like that. I decided to spray some clear coat on it, and it actually blurred. It started blurring the ink like immediately. It sucked. Luckily I took some really good photos of the signature before that, and I was able to get some stickers made. And now if that signature gets, you know, ruined any more than I can put a sticker over it, and it looks literally perfect. Obviously it's not a real signature, but you know, it's the next best thing, I guess.
All right, so there it is. Exactly 1 month ago, we bought this quad from Dean Sundahl, and obviously it didn't take a whole bunch of work. It's not a build, just a quick little easy refresh on it, but it looks absolutely amazing. I couldn't be more happy with how it looks. This quad's 28 years old. It kind of looks like a brand new vehicle. First thing we'll get out of the way, we took off all the Alba stuff. No more Alba graphics, no more Alba seat. Kind of looks just like a regular 1997 Banshee anymore. Some people are probably gonna think that's kind of lame. I think it's the right move. I could tell this was gonna be a really, really nice 97 Banshee. He had to do it. Those graphics, like I just said, they were falling off, they were burned up. The quad still has a really cool story. It'll always be a quad. It's literally signed by Dean Sundahl. That's the cool part about it. But now, it's just a really beautiful 1997 Banshee, and it's very original. All right, so I understand if you get something cool and vintage and rare, you should leave it the way it is with the patina and all that stuff. I didn't think that this one really fit that bill. I got it from Dean Sundahl, but it wasn't really Dean's bike. It had butterfly stickers on it. It's literally like almost brand new. Nobody rode this quad. I did get it from Dean. Wasn't Dean's bike. All right, that's all I'm gonna say about it. We'll go around and kind of talk about a few little parts that we added to this quad. I guess first with the exhaust. The exhaust when we bought it was super cloudy, super dull, super matte. Polished the heck out of the pipes. I was really kind of worried that the silencers were gonna get like too polished, which they did not, so I'm really happy with that. They look exactly how I want them to look. Every single part that we put on this bike, from this little tiny shifter pad to the replacement hardware to the petcock, everything's OEM. We didn't buy any crappy parts. I mean, obviously, it was only a few things that it needed. The petcock, I knew I was gonna put a petcock in this thing right away. When we opened up the tank on this, the petcock was full of mud, full of crud, and we learned that on the last Banshee that we bought, the junkyard Banshee. We couldn't get that quad to run right, and we kept cleaning the carbs and going through it, and then finally we opened up the gas tank, and the gas tank was full of mud, basically. So we changed that immediately, and I'm glad we did. Alright, so that is the 1997 Alba Banshee. Big shout out to Dean Sundahl. It was super, super cool to meet Dean and go hang out with him for a little while. Really cool to get the Dean Sundahl seal of approval. After the next day or something, he went on Facebook and said something nice. And hopefully we do go riding together out in the future. That would be unreal to be chasing Dean Sundahl through the desert. I'll take my other Banshee for that. You know, we might not even be riding these quads if it wasn't for him. Yamaha sent him the first one and said, let's go win a race. They won 11 in a row. The Banshee became a legend. The rest is history. Part of that is because of him. All right, so if he would have went out and DNF'd or whatever, who knows what would have happened? Maybe they would have only made the Banshee for a couple of years or something. You never know. So it's really cool to have that little bit piece of history with this quad. Thanks for tuning in to another video here. This was supposed to be like a summer project for me and Alex. Obviously we finished it pretty quick because it was pretty easy. So we'll see what happens the rest of the summer. Then we'll get into riding season and all that. Appreciate you watching. On to the next one.
Peace.
Peace.